Pro football, college football, baseball, basketball, and hockey, it's all in today's top 5 cards. But which cards are going up the most? We'll tell you next. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another Top 5 Tuesday. The holidays are right around the corner, but for some sports card collectors and investors, the holidays have come a little bit early because their cards, maybe your cards, are going up in value right now before the holidays come. We've got a lot of cards that are shooting up that we're going to tell you about today. And of course, today's Top 5 is brought to you by Whatnot. Whatnot is the ultimate place to go online to find pack openings and breaks, singles, boxes, so much more. Live auctions every single day and night starting at just $1. It's a lot of fun. And if you scan the QR code on your screen or use this special link in our show description below, we will give you $15 in free credit when you sign up for Whatnot if it's your first time on Whatnot. Nice little bonus there right before the holidays. All right, let's start today's show by taking a look at the overall sports card market with the Market Pulse by Market Movers. Over the last 7 days, the SCI 500 is trending up a little bit. We are holding on to a positive year overall. I really hope we get to the end of 2024 with that SCI 500 index in the upwards direction. It looks like that is going to happen. It looks like we're going to close out 2024 with the sports card hobby as a whole having risen in the average card value of the 500 most prominent cards. That would be the first time that rise has happened over the course of an entire year since 2020, because things trended down a bit in 21, 22, and 2023. But here we are in 2024, and it's closing out, hopefully, as a positive year. But now let's look at some of the cards that have gone up and down the most. It is time for today's Top 5. We're starting today with a cold card, as we do every week on the show, because it is a reminder that oftentimes the hot cards that we feature on this list, they can sometimes quickly turn cold in the weeks after the Top 5 airs. And that is exactly the case with Jayden Daniels. Say it ain't so. The quarterback for the Washington Commanders, he was one of the hottest players in the NFL, certainly the hottest rookie in the NFL for the first half plus of the season. He got Washington off to an excellent 7-2 start of their season. But since then, the Commanders have won only 2 of their last 5 games. And for a lot of the season, it looked like Jayden Daniels was going to run away with the Offensive Rookie of the Year award, but that race has tightened a little bit. Bo Nix and even Brock Bowers have something to say about it, so we're going to have to see what happens here in the last few weeks. Daniels has also thrown 4 interceptions in his last 4 games. Prior to that, he had only turned the ball over twice the entire season. So he's trending in the wrong direction at the wrong time of the year. And guess what? His cards are now trending in the wrong direction as well. And we're going to take a look at some of those cards here in Market Movers. These are some of his rookie cards that have come out so far this year, including his 2024 Score rookie card. We'll look at that in PSA 10. We're also going to look at this Topps Now card in PSA 10 as well, and this Topps Now card in PSA 10 condition as well. Let's look at his Donruss Downtown in raw condition, one of his most sought after rookie cards, at least of those that have come out thus far. And then finally, his Donruss Optic Preview Red Pandora. We'll look at that one in PSA 10 condition. Now, by the way, Prism just came out, or it comes out tomorrow, I should say. Prism comes out tomorrow. So there will be a lot more Jayden Daniels cards that everybody will be chasing here in the weeks ahead once cards from Prism start to hit the market. But these are his more popular ones right now, and you can see from the chart on the screen, all of these, unfortunately, they're headed in the wrong direction over the last 30 days. In fact, these cards are all down anywhere between about 9% and all the way down at about 46%. That Score rookie card in PSA 10 condition has dropped from $71 down to about $39 over the last 30 days. That's not great. His first Topps Now dropped from around $59 down to around $54 in PSA 10. His second Topps Now dropped from around $73 down to around $48 in PSA 10. His Donruss Downtown, this one hurts. This one hurts. His Donruss Downtown 30 days ago was $2,060 in raw condition, which, by the way, that's too much. When a brand new set comes out, when the Downtowns were hitting the market for the first time around that time, they're always going to sell for a lot more, and they're always going to come back down to earth. But that one was selling for over $2,000 30 days ago, and the most recent sale is $1,330. Not so great on what that card has done. And his optic preview from Donruss, the Red Pandora, has dropped from $530 down to $351 in PSA 10 condition. Not a great last 30 days here for Jayden Daniels. Hopefully, this all gets turned around soon. But now let's talk about cards going up, and we're starting with our investment card of the week. And this week, it is one of the greatest leadoff hitters, really one of the greatest baseball players of all time, Rickey Henderson, and specifically Rickey Henderson's 1980 Topps rookie card. Now, as you know, Henderson played left field for 9 different teams. I actually didn't realize he played for that many teams over the course of his career, but most notably with the Oakland Athletics. That's the team that a lot of people remember him on. And he's considered one of the greatest baseball players of all time because of his speed, his base running ability, his leadoff hitting. He even had some power mixed in with that leadoff hitting as well. Henderson currently holds the all-time record for stolen bases with 1,406, and also the most runs with 2,295. He compiled more than 3,000 hits during his career, and he won the American League MVP back in 1990. He also won the World Series twice. What a career. What a career. All of those things. Absolutely incredible career for Rickey Henderson. And by the way, his cards, they're pretty incredible too. And let's look at that infamous 1980 Topps rookie card of Rickey Henderson's here in Market Movers. We're going to look at it in PSA 10, PSA 9, and PSA 8 condition. Now, the PSA 10 is a population of only 25. It's actually the hardest card of any card ever printed to get a PSA 10 on as a percentage of the total population of cards graded of that card. Only 25 PSA 10s ever. There are over 2,200 PSA 9s. There are almost 13,000 PSA 8s. So many of these cards have been graded so difficult to get a 10, and that is why the last time it sold for $144,000. And that happened actually just a little bit over a week ago, that card went for $144,000. That is up 4% on the year. But all of his cards are up. His PSA 9 on the year is up 1%, so it is edged up slightly. That card currently sells for $1,720 as of the last sale. And his PSA 8 is up 13% on the year. The last sale of that card was $222. So if you have any of these Rickey Henderson 1980 Topps cards, they're a little more valuable today than they were a year ago. And even more importantly, they're just an incredible card to have in your collection of one of the greatest baseball players of all time. But now let's turn our attention to players playing today. And in the number 5 spot on today's list, it is Jake Haener, the quarterback, well, the maybe short-lived quarterback, but he was the quarterback for a half recently for the New Orleans Saints. Now, you may be surprised to see Jake Haener in the top 5 cards because this past Sunday, he got a shot. He played for one half of football against the Bengals. He wasn't so good. He got benched at halftime. But I think the reason why his cards were going up is because, unfortunately, the week prior, Derek Carr suffered an injury. And so there were a lot of people out there who said, oh, okay, it's time for Jake Haener to get his shot in New Orleans, and it's time for Jake Haener to potentially shine. So people were excited about the possibility that he was going to get to start for the Saints, which he did. So people were buying his cards, and the prices were going up before the game this weekend. Unfortunately, my guess is his prices are probably going to start going back down right now as well. But for the moment, he is on this week's top 5 cards. And here on the chart of Market Movers, you can see the blip that occurred. Look at this. When it was announced that he was going to have the starting job for New Orleans, people were excited. His cards absolutely took off. We're looking here in Market Movers over the last 30 days, and we're looking at a lot of his rookie cards from 2023. We're looking at his rookie autographs, Red Wave, number to 149 from 2023 Prism in raw condition. We're also going to look at his rookie autograph, Silver, in raw condition as well from 2023 Prism. We're going to look at his 2023 Optic White Sparkle in raw condition, his 2023 Contenders Optic Rookie Ticket Auto in raw condition. We're also going to look at the silver version of that in raw condition as well. And then finally, we are going to look at the variation of that same rookie ticket auto in raw condition from 2023 Contenders Optic. And all of these really went wild when he had the opportunity to get that starting job. Well, look at these. One of these already came back down to earth. One of these went up and came back down a little bit. The rest of these are still up in the stratosphere based on what happened, the week prior. The rest of these cards are up anywhere between 40% and 790%, guys. I mean, granted, a lot of these cards were super inexpensive to begin with, but his Contenders Rookie Ticket Auto Silver from Optic from 2023 in raw condition, that card was about $3 30 days ago. You could have found that card in dollar bins at sports card shows 30 days ago, and then right before he started, it sold for $29. So it went from $3 to $29 over the course of the last 30 days. His Prism Rookie Autograph Red, number to 149, the Red Wave, went from $26 to $53. His Rookie Autograph Silver from Prism went from around $5 up to $29. So all of these cards, you get the pattern here. All of these cards shot way up. Unfortunately, they're probably all going to fall right now. So hopefully, if you had Jake Haener, hopefully you sold at the right time and cashed out with some of these, 700% gains. What a wild week for Jake Haener's cards. All right, let's turn our attention to hockey for the number 4 spot today, and it is Martin Necas, the center for the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, the Hurricanes have had an excellent start to their new season. They are 19-10-1 so far this season, and Necas has been in excellent form. He's been great offensively this season. He has 14 goals and 29 assists for a total of 43 points on the season so far. Those are very impressive numbers. And his resurgence has been a key storyline for the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes had a dip in production last year, but Necas to the rescue. Their offense has been much better this year. And guess what? His card prices, they're much better now as well. And let's take a look at some of those here in Market Movers. We're going to look at his 2017 SP Authentic Future Watch Auto. These cards numbered to $9.99. We're going to look at the PSA 10 as well as the raw condition of that. We're also going to look at his 2017 Upper Deck Young Guns base card. We'll look at that in PSA 10. We'll look at that in BGS 9.5. We'll look at that in raw condition. We're also going to look at the canvas version of his 2017 Upper Deck Young Guns. We're going to look at that in raw condition as well. And you can see on the chart, been a really nice 30 days for these cards. In fact, these cards are up anywhere between about 5% and all the way up at about 85% over the last 30 days. His SP Future Watch Auto and PSA 10 has jumped from $210 up to $266, and in raw, it's jumped from $71 up to $100. His Upper Deck Young Guns base and PSA 10 has jumped from $136 up to $142. In BGS 9.5, it's gone from $64 to $103. And raw, it's gone from $20 up to $35. And the canvas and raw has gone from around $16 up to around $29. Good month for Martin Necas. All right, let's go to basketball for the number 3 card this week, and it is an up-and-coming player for the defending NBA champions. Payton Pritchard is in today's top 5 in the number 3 position. Now, the Celtics, of course, have picked up right where they left off last season after winning that NBA championship. They've looked good so far this year, and Pritchard has contributed significantly off the bench for the Celtics this season. He is currently the favorite to win 6th Man of the Year. He's averaging 16.5 points per game while shooting almost 50% from the field, and he has also made the second most three-point shots in the NBA this season. He is behind only Anthony Edwards from the three-point line, and he's shooting 43.5% from the three-point line as well. So it has been a great start to the season for Pritchard. And here are a few of his rookie cards worth looking at. We're going to look at his 2020 Select Courtside Disco in raw condition. Let's look at this nice color match, his 2020 Prism Green. We'll look at that in raw condition. That's a nice looking card. We're going to look at his 2020 Revolution Autograph, rookie autograph in raw condition. And then finally, let's look at his 2020 Hoops Hot Signatures rookie in raw condition. Another autograph card there as well. That one numbered to 25. All of these cards up over the last 30 days in the sports card market. That courtside disco and raw condition has risen from about $14 up to about $24. Prism green up a little bit, up from $20 to $22 in raw condition. The Revolution autos jumped from $20 all the way up to $64. Now, of course, only a few sales of that card, but somebody paid a lot for that card recently, and you could have picked it up for $20 only 30 days ago. And then his Hoops Hot Signatures rookies jumped from $20 to $40 over the last 30 days. So definitely been a nice 30-day run for Pritchard's cards. We're going to go to college football for the number 2 card this week, and you might be able to guess who it is based on what happened this last weekend. It is no other than your new Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter, in the number 2 spot. Of course, Travis Hunter is both a wide receiver and a cornerback for the Colorado Buffaloes, and that is why he won the Heisman Trophy. An incredible two-way player. He's no stranger to the top 5 list. He's been on the top 5 earlier this season, but he is back on the list again after winning the Heisman race this past weekend. Of course, he has put up outstanding numbers in both offense and defense all season long. 92 receptions as a wide receiver for 1,152 yards and 14 touchdowns. And then on defense, 4 interceptions as a cornerback and 11 pass deflections. He's been money all year long from both sides of the ball, and his cards, they are money right now as well. And here they are on Market Movers. This is his 2023 Bowman Chrome University First Prospects card. We're going to look at that card in PSA 10. We're also going to look at the refractor version of that card in PSA 10 as well. We're going to look at the X-Fractor version of that card in PSA 10. And then we're going to look at the autograph version of that card in raw condition. And then finally, we're also going to look at the Sapphire version of that card as well in PSA 10 condition. All of these cards have done very well in the sports card market, really all season long, but especially in the last 30 days. In the last 30 days, all of these cards are up anywhere between about 12% and all the way up at 70%. We've seen his Bowman Chrome base first prospect in PSA 10 rise from around $84 up to about $94. The refractor has gone up from $108 to $143 in PSA 10 condition. The X-Fractor has risen from $125 to $176 in PSA 10 condition. And the auto in raw condition has jumped from $190 to $232. And then finally, how about the Sapphire in PSA 10 condition? That one has jumped from $75 to $128. It has been an impressive month for Travis Hunter. All right, it is time for today's number 1 card, but before I give it to you, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs from today's show are from Market Movers. Market Movers is the ultimate way to track the sports card collection, to see how cards are changing in price and to comp them out, and to see what your collection is worth. You can do it all right now on Market Movers, and you can try it out for free. Just go to sportscardinvestor.com and click Market Movers in the main menu bar, or go to the App Store on your phone and download the Market Movers app to your phone to get started today. Okay, here we are. It's time for today's number 1 card, and I got to tell my crew here in our Sports Card Investor studio. I got Phil right over here behind the camera. I got to tell him to hold his ears closed, because Phil is unfortunately a big New York Yankees fan, and our number 1 card is Juan Soto, who is now of the New York Mets. Juan Soto, the new right fielder for the New York Mets, etching a record-breaking $765 million contract with the New York Mets. He, of course, is already a 4-time All-Star. By the way, Phil is just wincing behind the camera here. He doesn't want to hear any of this right now. Soto's already a 4-time All-Star, a 5-time Silver Slugger, a 2-time MVP finalist, and a World Series champion. But the reason why his cards are going up right now is because this is a big win for the Mets. They outbid the Yankees. That never used to happen in the past. Now it has happened, and people are excited about Soto's future with the Mets and what this could mean for the organization. And there's a lot of people that are excited about what this means for his card prices, because they are shooting up right now. And let's take a look at some of those cards here in Market Movers. These are 6 of his 2018 rookie cards. We've got his 2018 Topps update in PSA 10. We've also got his Topps Chrome update in PSA 10 as well. We're going to look at his Heritage base card in PSA 10 from 2018 Topps Heritage. His 2018 Topps update rookie debut. We'll look at that in PSA 10. We're going to look at his Bowman's Best Refractor PSA 10 as well. And then finally, his Topps Living set from 2018. We're going to look at that in PSA 10. These are some of his lower end cards, but his high end cards are certainly doing well as well. You could go back to 2016 and look at his first Bowmans and all that kind of stuff. But these are some of his more affordable cards, and you can see they are all moving on up indeed. Up anywhere between about 8% and all the way up at about 62% over the last 30 days. What is particularly impressive is the sales counts. A lot of transactions of these cards. Some of these cards have sold, over 100 times over the last 30 days online. His 2018 Topps Update base card in PSA 10 has jumped from $56 to $65. The Chrome in PSA 10s jumped from $90 up to about $97. The Heritage in PSA 10s jumped from $46 up to about $59. The Rookie Debut from 2018 Topps Update in PSA 10s jumped from about $25 up to a little over $40. His Bowman's Best Refractors jumped from $89 up to $137 in PSA 10. And the Living set has jumped from around $37 up to about $41. It's been an impressive rise for Juan Soto. Now, we'll see what he and the Mets are able to do next year, and hopefully not a lot, because they're in the same division as my Atlanta Braves, and I want nothing to do with the Mets next year. Hopefully Atlanta can take that division back. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching today's Top 5 Cards. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, please give it a subscribe, and please check out Market Movers. Go to sportscardinvestor.com and click Market Movers in the main menu bar, or download the Market Movers app from the App Store on your phone right now. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you soon with our next episode. Take care.